The last day of the festival today now, and we're on Twin Oaks Peg 9, right in the middle of the section. Much of a muchness that lake, I think. The end pegs will be quite dangerous. Gary Barkley's on one end, Sam Williams up on the other, and we are pretty much bang in the middle. But those fish all the way through yesterday, I think it's going to be tough. 40 odd pound is probably going to be thereabouts. So I think I'm going to fish pretty much the same as yesterday. Just try and catch everything that swims, loose ground bait, maggots, maybe a little bit of sweet corn, and hopefully we'll get a little arrival of fish. Last 40 minutes on that short line, but let's have a look at her now. There's the old board, look. Peg 9 is us there. And then down we go down the old famous track. Lovely day. Forecast a little bit of wind today, which probably will help the fishing a little bit. Sun's out, there's Gary Barkley there, look, who runs an absolutely amazing festival down here. Dren sponsor it, give away a load of prizes and presentations tonight. There's these Twin Oaks, look. World famous bay. Here we go. Is that it? Right, let's feed this long line. It's going to tap some corn in long and then fish pretty similar to how we fished yesterday then. Just try and catch whatever we can through the day until the last bit, and hopefully we can catch a few F1s, but I think we're going to be up against it to win from here, but we'll see. So where was I? There's our marker there. And then sort of 50 milligram bit, a few maggots. I just think that ground bit helps pull in them better quality fish. Just there. I've got a line at like 10 metres. That might even be 9 actually. I'm going to feed 100 milligram bait. Some maggots in there. Because if there's a lot of roach around, I don't want to be fishing 13 metres for them. I want to try and catch them quite close. Quite blustery here. Look at this wind now. Got a light there. So again, just a little bit of ground bait and a few maggots. I'd like to fish it the other way, but it plums up absolutely horrendous to my right. So I'll have to go this way. Our wind has changed direction. It was lovely for the waggler just now, over my shoulder. Straight out on a grain of corn then. Just got a 0.4 bobby on here. I like these bobbies for fishing corn. Just dot them down. Bristles a little bit thicker on them. And I've just got a sort of just spread out shots, few 9s and a couple of 10s at the bottom. 14's hook on here. Probably going to be fishing for £40, maybe a little bit more. You know, Sam Williams could catch a load up on 17 in amongst his carp, and then Gary Barkley's on end peg 5, so that'll be dangerous there. Let's do the back shot on that. I haven't put a back shot on there, look. Oh, it's a little dink. Oh, there's a little dink then. I have got a back shot on there. Let's put another one on. Have a chuck on that waggler, I think. Just a quick chuck. Let's have a go on this then. It looks to me already that pegs 15, 17 have got an F1 each already, which is not good for us. There's a bit of wind. So, let's give that. See, that's alright. Don't mind catching them. What I'll do, I'll just fish it like yesterday. And just kind of fish it out, top it up, drop on my other line. And play it like that to start. I think by not loose feeding maggots and just feeding a little bit of ground bait, hopefully keep those little roach away, bring them skimmers in. Yesterday that was definitely the way to catch them. Just a couple of lines on the go and just topping them up with a bit of palm or loose ground bait. Feels like another one. Yeah, nice this is. It's a better stamp than yesterday as well. I've got another line off to my left that I can. I plumbed it up, but I haven't fed it yet. So that might be an option as well. But I'm happy with this. The catch is decent skimmers. Roach. Sure, there's an odd F1 about. They'll come in over this as well. What's that in my mouth there? Looks to me like Roger Marlowe's got a. Oh, that could be a carp. Got something decent on. Ideal. So double mark it again. Let's top that up. Have a look on this shorter line, and then I'm probably going to feed some grown bit off to my left as well. See what happens with it first. Skin that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to feed that other line off to my left. I'm going to put some casters in with it. little F1. Little babby F1, look. See, these are the kind of fish I caught yesterday. But I don't mind this for the first couple of hours, just ticking along. Skimmer, I think. Decent stamp in here compared to Trelawney. Oh, it's wrapped on the line, that's right. So far so good, so I'm going to crack on now until we're an hour in, and then we'll catch up. Hopefully we can just keep ticking along now for a couple of hours on these lines. Right, so little update. Where are we? Well, just about coming up to an hour in. We've just dropped on that new line we put in. We fed them casters and ground bait. Just dropped it, it's gone straight under. We've got something decent on here. Not sure what, but the bad news is everybody to my right is catching F1s. Peg 15 is catching loads of F1s, 17 is catching F1s, 13's caught a couple of F1s. The lad next to me just had one. What's that across here? It's Crassio. Now that was with feeding casters in there. Crassio. But just got to keep in the game. That's all we can do. I've just topped up my right hand line. I've had 2 skimmers on there. So I've just topped it back up again. But we'll see what happens with this now, because maybe feeding casters is the way to go, because they've had an absolute gut full of maggots, I bet. So we'll see what happens here off this line. I've popped a little pole pot on as well, where I just filled it up with that loose ground bait and poured it in on the right hand side with some maggots in it. I had a funny feeling they were going to catch a lot of F1s to my right today. The wind has picked up today and it's blowing up there. I think it's pushed a few F1s up with there. The only thing that might work in our favour is they may catch a few F1s early and then just get absolutely carp to death then. Whereas we shouldn't hook too many carp on this bit here. Peg 11's had an F1, which is next to us, which is encouraging, so if we can just keep catching skimmers, odd Crassio, and then a few of those big F1s mixed in. I think they're catching on worms up there. Oh, there we go. That was a tiny, tiny little bite that was. left one. So I think what we're doing is spot on. It's just going to, hopefully, we'll get a few of them big brown lads turn up. I'm going to have a quick pee, put my sunglasses on, and we'll keep going. I've left my glasses up in the van, so there'll be no sunglasses today. Just swung round onto my other line. Straight away, we've got another little left one now. Oh. But so far this plan is working out quite nicely. We've got 3 of those little F ones, a Carasio, and some of those nice skimmers, so just over an hour in, and I think that's a pretty good start. It's all just going to depend what happens up there, further up I think today. Might be one of those days you feel like you fish a really nice match, but it's just not really enough. But this is lovely fishing. Oh, I'm going to skip my pin off. Don't want to be doing that. Felt like a decent skim at that then. Definitely feeling like this is the way to avoid those roach. As soon as you start loose feeding anything, I know Alan Scotton was on here yesterday and he's just loose fed maggots and fished through the water and that, and he's caught a roach every chuck in, those little blips, but I'm not interested in catching them things. I want to catch, you know, skimmers and little F1s and just take them big ones when they come. As soon as you loose feed any bait, those little blips are all over it like a rash. There you go. Oh, pinged off again. What's going on there? There's 2 decent fish come off one after another now. That fish. I was just thinking I'm going to put that bulk and 2 rig on just to bomb down and then hook one of them then on the way down. Keep it as it is for now, I think. Huh? Little tiny ones, I got. I think those F1s are further up, aren't they? I'm going to try and catch one more fish off this line, and then I'll just fill that medium guru pot with ground bait again. And I'll swing round over to that left hand side then. Oh, little indication then. I think catch 3 or 4 fish off of a feed and then it's top up time then. And I want to make sure there's always a bit of bait there if there's some F1s about. Let's feed that. You're on them, Glenn. That's one, look. Huh? Oh boy, they're emptying it up there. Them big old F1s they're catching up there. Huh? Yeah. It's a harsh mistress, Glenn. Good time there's some little F1s about here though. Plenty of those little F1s. How many of them have we had? 4 or 5, I think. Just need a few of them big lads mixed in and then we'll be doing alright. Top up time. What's that now then? Oh, for God's sake, come on. I'm going to have to run up to the van, get my glasses because I can't see a stitch out there at the minute. Right, I'm going to run up to the van, get me glasses. Forgot to, I can't see my floor when it's like this. And I'll be back in a bit. We're back. That was a good run, that. Oh, I'm blowing. Uphill, all the way, then flat out back downhill. Not easy running with those big old boots on, that isn't it? Spare those glasses. Good pair of sunglasses. Polaroids. Essential this time of the year. These are the Costa sunrise lens. They just brighten everything up. I can see my floor perfect now. That last fish I caught, I didn't even know he was on. Couldn't see my floor, just lifted up and there's a fish on there. F1s, I think. Yep. The tinies. If you're 4 times bigger, we'd be flying. Let's just feed that again. There we go, instant look. That feels bigger fish that. That's a big F1, I think. I fed like 50 or 60 milligram bit on that time. So maybe I need to feed a little bit more on that other line. Oh yeah, that was a big crassio, look. Oh, crassio. That was a big crassio, that was. Don't need that happening. It's £2 plus that fish. What I want to lose, innit? That was a bite again straight away. I had a funny feeling he was going to come off on the top gate. As soon as I seen he was a crassio. Right. F1, that's not a bad chunky one. Just going to change his hook. I'm going to put a 18 F1 pellet on. I think it's just a bit of a better shape for those crassios. I'm annoyed with that crassio. Sake, man. It's £2 now, was. Might be foul looked at. I think it's one of them little ones foul looked. Feels like those casters are doing the trick. Yeah, foul looked little F1, I think. Yeah. Might just slip a caster on this time. Let's just see. Skimmer. I'm going to top this line up again. Just swung round to the left hand line again, off the top net. Caught a little F1 and we just clonked into. I got a big Carrascio. Oh, it's come off again! What is going on? That's a big Carrascio that was again. What's going on? Why are they coming off like this? Just don't need it. That's like £4 gone there now. 2 fish. We're 2 hours in and it's just all slowed down a little bit and then just hooked that. And it's popped off again. Why are they coming off? I don't understand it. There's another one, look. One of them there just gone past my feed a little bit. I think I'm going to put a 16 hook on there. Bigger hook, I think. It's going to have to be. Schematic. Another one of them big crashers popped off. That's a skimmer, that one, yeah. I'm going to put a 16s on now. Because that has, quite frankly, pissed me off at last. Let's put a 16s on. Just funny because when we were up on the Match Lake, never lost a Crasio. And now, when we really need them bad, I've lost 2 of the big guns. But it's interesting, I've had 2 fish there now just off the back of that feed. Stick's gone now. Ah, don't you dare. Ah. You can't believe that, can you? Oh, the elastic's gone, oh boy. No, elastic have snapped. At the puller. Hand lining them in now. How was that snapped there then? I don't know, that snapped. They knew in them as well. At last, you've got one in. What's annoying is we've lost a couple of them. Definitely £2 a piece they are. So I've topped my left hand line up now. And that's my first drop back in on my right hand side. First drop in, strong quality fish. But I've just had a bit of a, well, I just looked to my right. The lad on 15 just put a huge blondie in the net. And then the lad to my right put one in the net, about £6 blondie. And then the lad Glenn to my left just had one about £5, big blondie. So I'm hoping we're going to get a chance of a couple of them. And I've just catch 2 of them real quick. Before you know it, it's like, oh, it's game on, yeah. They're so big, those blondies are. I thought we might have caught one out here. Fishing, I guess. But it just does feel like it's starting to slow down now. Not getting so many bites. Not getting so many fish off of a feed either. But if I'm going to be, you know, my weight's going to be made up of these small fish, I need to be able to keep catching them. and go across, yo. If I looked under the chin again now, and look. What is that then? We're about halfway through now, and from here up to 13 I think we're doing alright. It's just them 2 pegs up there. I know they've got some big F1s. I'm sure we'll get an arrival at some point. But catch a couple short or even out there. We will get them eventually. I think the way we're feeding is right. You know, we're catching the right fish. We're not catching little blips and nuisance fish. When we catch one, you know, it's a chunky skimmer, F1 or a Crasio. So I feel like the lines are right, the bait's right, the rig is right. It's just about whether those proper fish are going to turn up for us. Glenn's just start catching a few now. Just got another one on. That's on that new line, that is. Same as what happened yesterday. Looks like a decent fish. Absolute horrendous little bite. think that's an F1, that is. Yeah. Feels F1 anyway. Was it turned into a carp? It's F1. There we go. At last, we've got one. Yeah, F1 that one, boy. Finally. It took 3 hours. So that's just a new line just started up to the blue. Wallop, F1. And that's what happened yesterday as well. Tiny little bite again. No. Just hooked just outside the mouth again. That's where those other two popped off. So that was the end of the match. We finished up having a really nice day, to be honest. And I feel like after 3 days, we were on song on that last day and fished probably the best match of the week. A few little bits we'd learned from previous days, put it all together the last day. And on the day, a really tough area, I think we done really well. We ended up with just under £39, which was a bit of a standout from where we were. But as predicted, with our little bit of wind just blowing up to those high numbers, Sam up on peg 17, he's ended up having £61 of F1s, and the chap next door on 15's ended up having 58. So it was a third place finish for us. And I spoke to Sam with an hour to go, or just over an hour to go, and he said he'd had 7 F1s, and peg 15 had 6. So I was like right in the mix. And at the end of the match, I thought we could win this, but I didn't realise the last hour they've had, those carps sort of disappeared, and they've ended up having a pile of those great big F1s, the ones that we haven't caught, so perhaps the wind has just pushed them up. But that's how it goes. I feel like, you know, we fished really well. And sometimes that's all you can do from your little, wherever you draw. If you can just be the best of that area, if it's meant to be, you'll win. But if not, you'll sort of come away thinking, do you know what, I give her my best shot and we've done all right. So third place we ended up, and I was a bit annoyed at the end of the match thinking, right, that's going to cost us top 10 guaranteed. But I was shocked. We'd moved up with a third from 14th to 10, so we made the main frame. Super chuffed for that because, yes, we've had two nice draws. Trelawney was a nice draw, even though it fished hard. Matchstick, obviously, we've been sat on a lot of fish there. But then we drew absolutely shocking on Jenny's. Just got ounced by Des. We just got ounced on Trelawney. And then last day, I think if it wasn't for that wind, I think we would have been a standout right there with that. But obviously the wind has gone against us a little bit, but you know, that's fishing. Everything's out of your control when it comes to like weather and all that sort of stuff that you can't control. So two good draws, two bad draws. To finish 10th, I'm pretty chuffed for that. When you look at the top three, Triggs won it. Then you've got Powers in second, Wakeling in third. You're just up against class anglers there. So to come 10th in that sort of class of field is nice. So that's another festival vlog. So done and dusted. That'll be the last one of the year. On when am I fishing? Wednesday, I've got something nice planned. We are going to White Springs on the Specimen Lake for a live match. There's 40 booked on. I've done a little video on there already. We caught 14 big perch and lost 5. So we're back on that lake. I'm going to film it as a live match. So anything could happen. I reckon that'll be a really, really good live match. So that's coming up. I've got a nice tutorial coming up. And then just after Christmas, the little break, I've got a nice 2-day Silverfish Festival on White Springs I'm going to film. So plenty coming up. Don't forget, head over, subscribe to the channel, give it a like. Let's get it growing before Christmas. The bigger it grows now, the more fishing we can do, more live matches, more tutorials. So a pleasing result at Whiteacres to finish off the year. Top 10 finish, you can never complain of that, especially when you're fishing against those kind of boys. So we're onwards and upwards, on to the next one, and I'll catch you very soon.